important about Hyperbola, and one of the reasons I chose it over Parabola, is because they make 32-bit computing first class. So that's their words, meaning that 32-bit is on an equal footing to 64-bit. So if there's a 64-bit package, there is a 32-bit package. Hyperbola doesn't ship, as long, I don't think I'm mistaken in this, I've not seen it or heard it, does not ship exclusive 64-bit packages. It ships 64 and 32-bit packages without fail, equal to one another. And the argument is that they're maintained equally as well. That being said, what they can't account for is the quality of your experience on a 32-bit computer. Now, personally, my feeling is if you're going the completely Libre software route, using a 32-bit computer has no tangible negative effects, even down to the obvious one, web browsing and video. Maybe video, technically, it will play HD and all this kind of stuff, but my only thought is you don't really need 4K on a small laptop screen. Genuinely, why is anybody using 4K on a laptop screen? I don't know. Leave that to the cinema, really. But that's just my opinion. It depends what you're doing. Maybe you need, I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. But definitely 64-bit is going to be faster. Okay, it's just the way it is. As for web browsing, you're going to be having to make compromises with web browsing because Libre distribution that is not about using, proprietary code, including JavaScript injections that nobody knows what they're doing on the face of it. You're already hampered. Okay, so web browsing in 32-bit is fine because you're only going to be web browsing very limited set of web pages, which for me doesn't matter. I don't like the web, as I've said. I know, cliche of cliches, but I genuinely don't. And I haven't felt I've been missing anything. Now, of course, on my testing computer, I'm doing this live stream, right, which is not fully Libre software. So I've not become the absolutist in the sense that I will refuse to use any computer that has proprietary software because I just can't avoid it. I have a job that requires me to use, a Windows computer. What am I going to do? Nothing I can do to get around it, for example. So I'm not an absolutist in that way. The only exception is in personal computing, I've taken a stand. And so therefore, in that way, I am by definition. And Hyperbola keeps you honest. It won't let you, its repositories don't have proprietary software. So unless you compile something out of bounds, then it's not going to matter. So technically 32-bit is not going to be probably as speedy as your 64-bit computer. But hey, I use Window Manager, and the TTY. My resources are probably like, the other thing I'd say about Hyperbola 32-bit, interestingly, the Linux kernel is 60 megabytes, not like 140 megabytes on a 64-bit with all the proprietary stuff. So it's less than half the size. The other great thing is you do get the stability with Hyperbola that you're not going to get, say, with Parabola, which probably doesn't treat the 32-bit as first class. And I wouldn't even know because when I tried to install Parabola 32-bit, all the GPG keys for the repositories weren't updated, apparently. So I couldn't download any software or update any software. So yeah, if you're going to go 32-bit, go Hyperbola all the way for a Libre distribution. If you're going to not use a Libre distribution, there's technically Debian, but Debian Desktop ships the disgusting GNU desktop environment, and I say that because it runs disgusting on a 32-bit computer anyway. So if you're going to run something like Debian 32-bit desktop, delete all that bloat and horrible environment and just, you know, manage something light, I guess.